Cowboys win because Cowboys lose because, or for the very first time ever, you can double up on Cowboys win because.
All right, Cowboys win because they are a better team. All right, like they're the
very LaShawn McCoy of you
the
so
Texans.
Far. Then that LaShawn McCoy on Fox Sports quits talking, and you're just like, hey, do more.
Yeah, there's
now you're gonna. I put pressure on you to do more.
The linebackers aren't good; they can't tackle. The defensive line can't get pressure on the quarterback. The Texans' defense, they have Stingley, and this is actually.
Is he good to go?
I had a conversation with a Texans fan who's a very close friend of mine, and even when he is good to go, they play him in zone coverage, and he's
Landry Locker.
No, a friend of mine who's just a fan.
Oh,
They play him in zone coverage when he's a press cornerback. Like he's a man cornerback. And they're like, hey, we're going to put you in zone. He's not great for it. Petry's good. He's a good safety for a rookie. Like he's probably the best player they have on the defensive side of the ball aside from Stingley. But their linebackers and defensive front are not good. The Cowboys can pretty much they can push them around. They can do what they want. The Cowboys win because their offense can do whatever they want against this defense if they really put their mind to it.
You going Cowboys lose because or doubling the win?
I will let y'all roll through Cowboys win because before I give you my other thought.
Cowboys lose because first.
Oh, wow.
Shocking.
First, somehow they don't make it to the game. Second, I'll be honest. Uh-huh. They have to lose the turnover battle by 4 more.
Okay.
So let's just say Houston gets 4 turnovers to 0. Because I don't even care if it's 3-0 or 4-1. I still think the Cowboys win. I think they can overcome losing the turnover battle by 3. If they lose the turnover battle by 4 or more, Cowboys could be in trouble. Second, Cowboys lose because I guess Dameon Pierce. I'm not guessing this. He is 8th overall in rushing yards. He's averaging 4.3, which isn't a great average. It's not a bad average, but I guess Dameon Pierce rushes for 200 yards because let's look at it. And I'll say combined because I don't even know who their backup running back is, to be honest.
Rex Burkhead, baby.
Oh, he's like 87 years old.
He's on the team.
I watched him play at Plano when I guess I watched him play against, was it Maddox? Tommy Maddox was the quarterback at LD Bell at the time.
No, he's not that old. That is what an unnecessary drive-by shot at Rex Burkhead.
All right. Snap! I snapped him.
He's 32. Wow. Yeah.
He is old. Okay. So I would say that Green Bay beat the Cowboys 1 because they ran for 200 yards.
Yep.
Now, it was a combined effort, but they're kind of more of a one-man running team. So I think Pierce has to go for close to 200 or over 200 yards. So 2 things have to happen. Cowboys turn the ball over 4 more times, and Houston doesn't turn the ball over really.
Okay.
And then Pierce runs for 200 yards. If those 2 things happen, then I guess the Cowboys lose because.
Now, on the win because front, when you were talking about how they have a better team, I ran across several things, and I was like, I just have a tough time figuring this out because Texans have the worst record in the league, longest losing streak in the league, worst point differential in the league, and the second least points scored in the league behind only the Broncos.
Snap!
You just snapped on them, bro.
So I will, in the spirit of the game, Cowboys lose because Davis Mills is back at starter, right?
Whole lot of neck.
That is a whole lot of neck, isn't it? He has a 29.7 QBR, and if you're thinking that doesn't sound good, it's 30th in the league, so it's not good. However,
2 people are worse.
Yes, they are.
Nathan
I know.
Peterman.
And that's why they benched him. But so Davis Mills, who has thrown for 200 yards or less 5 times this year and only more than 300 yards twice, goes on a heater because he's still furious about being benched for crappy Kyle Allen and decides to make Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins useful for once. And throws for more than 350 yards.
Wow.
Which I think is highly improbable, but that is the path to victory I have drawn up for the Houston Texans.
All right. The only way I will go Cowboys lose because the only way that they lose is that the entire team is upset that the canceled Batman movie with Michael Keaton was reportedly going to be Batman Beyond.
What? It's canceled?
And it got canceled. And so the
Oh,
entire team is completely
Like in
upset.
1991? What are we talking about?
Batman Beyond's the cartoon.
Oh.
So in Batman Beyond, the original Batman has to retire, and he brings on like a new person
Robin.
to be Batman. No, to be Batman
Batgirl.
while he operates the control center. The cartoon's really good.
Batgirl.
No, he has a whole stable of people.
Harlequin.
This is so sad. I'm now looking at this, and now I will be distracted like Mike watching Croatian soccer.
So that's what happened is Micah woke up this morning, saw that, and just can't focus for the rest of the week, the weekend as they practice. Because today, I heard Mike McCarthy say this morning, today is where they start practicing how they're going to open the game. Like all the other stuff throughout the week was kind of installing. Today is where they say, okay, here's how this is what we want to open the game like. So
I just want you to know, Mike.
you're distraught, huh?
No, I am distraught. I'm also distraught at how much Mike works his way into my brain, because this headline says Michael Keaton's new Batman movie scrapped by DC Studios. I thought for sure it said Michael Keaton's new Batman movie snapped by DC Studios.
You did it, Mike. You
and
won. You have
that
won.
is your fault. I am disappointed for people texting that in.
I did get a tweet from Nathan, who is a huge Texans fan. Cowboys win because they're a much better team. Sack Mills 6 times. Turn him over 4 times. Cowboys lose because they take this game for granted and can't stop Pierce in the run game.
And that does seem to be the prevailing sentiment from the 817. Cowboys lose because they get cocky, thinking that they've won already playing the game, and Houston's playing with house money. And then from the 817, I know it's the Texans, but we're still the Cowboys. Anything can happen, y'all.
And I'm being told Nico Collins is out for the game.
Oh, well.
And maybe Cooks isn't playing either.
Yeah, but see, that's why I said make something good of them for once. And
Lovie
Brandon
Smith
Cooks,
deserves better.
that's been a weird situation since the trade deadline when he didn't get traded, maybe to the Cowboys, there's been some he hasn't played, but not necessarily because of injury. So he is a hard fella to predict.
So yeah, man, that's the only way that I see this thing going down that way.
I'm really predicting 42-3. I'll be wrong. I'm always wrong. But 42-3.
I'm going to take your 3 points. And I'm going to take Nate Newton's suggested prediction. He already gave a prediction Wednesday. And then after we all gave our predictions, he was like, why didn't we predict this? It's the I-45 matchup, right?
Ooh.
45-0.
Wow.
I mean, they don't even get to midfield, the Texans.
I wonder what's the Cowboys' largest victory ever. If the Cowboys play great,
Yeah.
it's very tough to play great against this bad of opponent because you kind of get bored with beating the crap out of them. I think they could win by 50.
And that
It looks like
I know the Falcons game was in the mix as being pretty high up there.
that 37-point win against the Vikings is at the top of the list.
That's for road games.
For road games?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look for the home game. Maybe it was 154-0 or something.
That feels unlikely from the 817.
Sounds like Andre Ware at Houston.
Golly.
The Cougars,
And
not the
David
Oilers.
Klingler or some.
Yeah.
Cowboys win because they made it to the game safely. Cowboys lose because the bus got in a wreck on the way. And I know that is how a lot of people are kind of viewing the way that this game plays out. I'm going to go ahead and say Cowboys win 38-10, which that's still a 4-touchdown victory. Yeah. It would still beat the spread, which
I was thinking about giving the Texans as many as 13 points. I can't get past 13 points. I can't see them scoring more than 1 touchdown.
Right. Okay.
And maybe 2 field goals.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why I capped it off at 10, because I also wonder if, by the way, the spread jumped back up to 17.5. So it started at 14.5, made it as high as 17 before it dipped a little, and now it's all the way back up to 17.5. If you bet $100 on this game on the Texans to win straight up, you'd win $1,150. If such massive upsets are
so if I bet
$1,150,
what do I win?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, then you'd win what, like $13,000 or something like that?
That's all I got to do is go bet $1,150. I can
on the
make
Texans.
Yeah. I might facilitate that bet.